No more excuses. No more excuses. I said a couple of weeks ago for me that the honeymoon is over. The honeymoon is over. There's no one now who's blameless at Kaizer Chiefs. Guys, we need to remember that Kaizer Chiefs is a professional team. They do this for a living. They play for a living. So excuse me if now I'm going to look at the coach, for example, I'm going to start with the coach and say, Coach, you cannot hide behind a lack of quality. Polokwane City, pound for pound, does not have the same quality that you have. You have players who have played CAF Champions League football recently last year. You have players who are doing well at national teams. Certainly, you don't have a team that is ninth in the league. And what I'm expecting from Coach Nabi is to then go, okay, we've got some tactical problems. Let me use my licenses, my experience, the hype, and all of that I came with in order to win these games. Now, Cross. We've spoken about Cross week in and week out, speaking about how he goes too far up and there's nobody to cover him. I'm at the point where I could pine and ask for a better left back. Who's the best left back in quality? Or we could say, if your instruction is for Cross to push up the pitch, then can you instruct somebody to go and become the left back so that we can keep our shape? Now, it wasn't until the second half when Cross got injured where we brought in Polokwane, and you saw the shape that I speak of every day because Polokwane was not going to push forward. In fact, they even brought in Motaung to cover that side and keep the left-hand side quiet. Coach, midfield. Past two games, we literally watched Uchemen and Dilimpisane in the middle of the pitch have to be covered by his two players, but we still couldn't use that to go forward. So, Ox had space in the Royal AM game where he looked incredible because he was given space. Changed second half when that changed, but he looked incredible. But the question you asked there is, if Ox is pushing, but nobody's coming back to collect the ball, then we have an issue there when it comes time to play. In this game, Ox had the same space. Polokwane City was intent to sit back and watch them. And Ox pushed into the space and nobody came, which meant that he had to play risky passes that Polokwane City was picking off. Some of them not even that risky, but I'll get to the players that Polokwane City was picking off. Sorry to interrupt the video that I'm sure you're enjoying, but I just wanted to say thank you for all of the support that you guys have shown me and my Overthinking Football platform. I'm a one-man band that's doing all of this, and I really do enjoy the comments about how, you know, Supersport needs to come fetch me and SABC and all of that stuff. And I think it speaks to the quality of the content, but also the amount of effort that I put in. So I just wanted to say thank you. But the truth is that Abo Supersport and all of those guys, yes, we're competing with them, but it's a completely different place. The sponsors are looking for former players, and to be honest with you, running some of these things is getting so difficult, and things have changed at home. So financially, it's a whole different world. So I wanted to try something new and come to the overthinkers, the people who watch the content, and say it would be incredible if you guys could contribute monthly towards the platform, towards keeping my lights on, but also making sure that all of the crazy things that I want to do, that I want to take Supersport on with, I can actually do. And just for 20 Rand every month, I think that would be an incredible contribution if you can make it. It may sound like a little, but if we can get a lot of people behind it, then we'll be able to carry on doing what I do. I'll be able to carry on giving you the content and also expanding it, because we don't have shows like this, and us content creators need help from our audiences. So I just came here to ask you if you can. Here is the account number that you guys can use in order to contribute. And I think, yeah, I'd be very grateful if you would. But anyway, let's get back to the video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We look at the players. Guys, these are players that do this every single day. Forget about your quality questions. These are players that do this every single day. But yet they couldn't complete a pass in the midfield. Do you know how many balls were picked off from Polokwane because you are making the most obvious pass to a player that is obviously not ready to receive that ball, or that Polokwane City have almost trapped you into playing that ball and they're picking it off and hitting you on the counter. So when do they, as our players, as people who have international caps, as people who do this thing every day, when are they going to realize that, okay guys, at some point I have to bring in, hey Mart, Talubuye, so that we can at least play 1-2s and try pull somebody out of position. Up front, guys, we're now playing the ball up. We got the ball in the midfield. Everybody's lined up on the defensive line. When are you expecting the ball to get to you? How are you expecting that ball to get to you if all of you are hiding behind defenders and are not coming back to come and receive that ball and play? And that is why at the end of that first half, Chiefs had no chances. No chances. Not even a shot in anger. And I think that's where my biggest worry with Kaizer Chiefs is. I criticized Mamelodi Sundowns players yesterday for not having any effort. But at least they completed the basics. But this team, this Chiefs team comes in. They can't complete the pass. They can't do anything. They're not even running and pushing to try and do something. They're not embarrassed. They're not, I could say, be angry. They go 1-0 down. We still don't see them for the rest of that half. We have to wait again for Umfundo, new child from DDC, to come in and be the one that brings up the morale of the team and makes them want to play and makes them want to rush and makes them want to do something. Chiefs' biggest problem is effort. And by the time you want to show effort, Polokwane City again read that situation so well. I'll give Chiefs credit. They played well for half of that second half. They had chances that maybe they should have taken. But look at the awareness from Coach Pitso Mosimane. Not a Champions League winner or player, not a league winner and a treble winner in other countries. Coach Pitso Mosimane looked at that game and said, okay, Chiefs is going to be desperate at some point. So if we can stay in our structures, not get too greedy, not jump out, all we do is stay in our structures. But I'm going to leave someone up. The thing I always speak about on the show, I'm going to leave someone up in order to be a threat, so that when we win the ball, we have somebody up there who can, at the very least distract Chiefs and stop that ball from coming back as quickly as it can. That action got them a goal. And Chiefs should count themselves lucky that Chauke had to go off injured. I hope he's well. That he had to go off injured because I believe Coach Pitso Mosimane's plan was, you guys are going to be pushing everybody forward. We're out of position. I'm going to leave Chauke and I'm going to have Apolis sort of support him. And we are going to counter you guys so many times. We're going to score 2 or 3 goals by the time we're done here. By the time we're done here, the score is going to be 3-0. Luckily, Chauke was injured, but didn't quite help because when we were caught at the end of the game, the player wasn't there. So all in all, my big thing here is, guys, the honeymoon is over for me. The honeymoon is over. Coach Nabi, you came in, you made us happy, you made us smile, you gave us moments. But the cracks that were showing there are starting to show here. The attack that was working back then is not working right now. So now the defensive errors are being exposed. And now I'm expecting the coach to coach. I'm expecting the analysts to analyze. I'm expecting the players to play. I'm expecting now. Guys, as much as you can speak about quality, and you can speak about all of that stuff, Chiefs at number 9. They finished number 9 under Kevin Johnson. So already I'm looking at the coach and saying, what is the difference that you've made from that guy? Athos only finished 5th. What is the substantial change that you've made from that guy? Not to go and win the league, but to take us from that point to show that, man, something is cooking. I'm tired of that word, building, cooking. Something is there. Show us. Number 1. And then number 2, with the players. Those players are not the 9th worst squad in the league. They're not the guys that, no Chiefs fan is crying for golden arrows. No Chiefs fan would be crying for the Polokwane City team if we're talking quality. They're sitting number 3 right now because they've got a plan. So I don't want any fantasy players that are going to come in and save us, because as I've laid out, we've got plenty of fantasy players in that squad. I don't want any fantasy type of tactic or whatever. Now they need to grind out the results. And Coach Nabi, we need a plan. Even if it means that your port of call right now is to stop conceding. We've conceded in every single game we've played in the league right now. It's the first time it's ever happened. Not under Ntseki, not under Zwane, not under Middendorp, not under Kevin Johnson. Have we had this type of record conceding? So even if the next game is to say we're going to play a back five, we're going to have 3 midfielders and we're going to attack with 2 guys on the counter. That is our plan. Even if it's just to stop that from happening, come with a plan. If it means that you're taking out Serino or you're bringing in Chivavairo again and you're doing it because it's going to be a physical presence and we're going to start crossing the ball, come with a plan. Because I am tired of making petty excuses for these things, petty excuses for these results. No disrespect to Polokwane City, who are a very good team in the league. No disrespect to Royal AM, who we drew with, who are not a very good team in a transfer ban. No disrespect to Sundowns, who blew us off of the pitch. No disrespect to Makesi, who just came up and they were able to go 2-2 with us. No disrespect to Supersport United, who beat us. But those are not games that you should be losing. Those are not games that Kaizer Chiefs should be struggling with. And if you are going to struggle and they are going to beat you, let it be that team was much better than you tactically or whatever. Don't make it be an effort play. Because right now we're watching a team that will not give an effort. And I'm tired personally of that type of thing. Liwani, it's fine. But put something on the table. Put something on the scoreboard. Do something. Show us that you are there. Guys, I don't even know how we build up or what our play is meant to be. You know, when you watch other teams go in, you can tell that, oh, no, these players are not up to snuff because they're getting killed by whatever the coach is trying to do. We're not even seeing that here. And we cannot keep asking the youngsters to shoulder the responsibility for this team when we have, like I said, national team players, experienced players, players that have played at teams that are very good and structured and all of that stuff. Now you come to Chiefs and you give us this. And it's not the first time. So also, management, please look at all of these things too and change your attitudes as well. We need to change here. Honeymoon is done. It's over. The games that we had in hand and everybody was saying, no, this one has played more. I still have those comments. Now look at it. Now we're catching up to these teams. And they're pulling away. So, Chiefs, fix something, make a plan. I'll see you guys on the next one.